Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Irwin number 1120. This is their 640 NF, or National Fine tap is what it is. So this is a plug style tap, plug tap. And there are different taps in the sense, there are many different taps of which I'm certainly do not possess a expert command over the subject matter, but while there are different taps for going into different base materials, certainly, there are different types of taps where the tip changes. So this is what's called a plug style. There's a bottoming tap, and I'll take a look at the product catalog. But when you're doing typical sort of work, this plug style would be very good. It's a reference to the taper at the end of the tap and how many threads it really takes before you get to the body of it. This is a 640 National Fine thread. I couldn't imagine what's taking a 640 thread. It's obviously some sort of a machine screw. This is, according to the manufacturer, ideal for routine maintenance, repair work, and for rethreading where high accuracy and tolerance thread is not critical. Straight flutes are ground to provide rapid chip removal for efficient threading. Designed for hand threading work in a variety of materials, produces a Class 2B thread. Now those different types, and it's simply listed down below. You've got a plug tap, a bottom tap, a taper tap, and then the self-aligning tap. And you know, for me, the plug tap generally works very well. I will, depending on what I'm tapping into, and I don't do a ton of it, although I've got a fancy machine down there. You can barely see the handle where it's a tap press where you can put a tap in, and once you've secured your piece down, you can work, you know, a very accurate tap operation down into the material. I've had to tap unusual material in the past and would prefer if my tap was not reliant on the geometry of my wrist, which can't be counted on, right? So I want that tap really accurate. A bottom tap is when you're going to drill into something and you need to tap threads as close to the outside wall of that as possible. I've bumped into that. I have used bottom taps when I've created a modified lock set where I need to tap into a mortise cylinder and I want to run the screw as close to the outside face as possible. I've used the self-aligning tap in the same type of operation where I want to get a lot of my tap down into the hole because I'm tapping into a soft material like brass, so that when I start to create my threads, I've got a lot of the tool already in the hole. So I'm more confident that I'm tapping the threads so that they are perfectly within the hole that I've drilled. Then I might go back in with a bottom tap so I can tap that thread and get it real down deep. A plug tap is going to be typical baloney. It's also dependent on what you're tapping. So in the hardware world, which is what we deal with, if I'm going to take a hinge and take that hinge and create it into a non-removable pin, I'm going to need to have not a huge amount of tip of the tap unthreaded because I'm tapping into something that will then become hollow, but then there's a wall I'm going to bump into. So a taper tap is not going to work. A plug tap is probably going to be fine for that because I need to be able to tap it so that I thoroughly tap what I'm going into before I hit the wall on the opposite side. Anyway, I think it's all pretty self-explanatory. I can tell you, though, in the world of taps, of which Irwin does not really get into, there are taps for different materials, and I've got, you know, when I do brass, I use a tap that's meant for that. And while I can't explain to you the science behind it, although I'm sure others can, I can tell you that the results I get, I'm extremely pleased with. They're predictable, they're reliable. So I've found to use the material that really smart people have engineered the tool to work with, for whatever that's worth. For whatever that's worth is also a reference to the product brochure that's linked to down below this video. That is a document that's going to be called Taps and Dies. It's a 46-page document. It's an older document, certainly by this time, but it shows all of the tap and die items currently from Irwin. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Irwin products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Irwin 1120? This is a 640 NF plug style tap, or any other Irwin product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.